In the green mountains of Lanel, a small village was blessed with the birth of twin sisters. It was a Saturday night, and the starry sky seemed to herald something special. In the home of the prosperous Urua family, joy overflowed. Eru and Achoka came into the world, bringing with them the promise of a bright future. From the beginning, the twins were adored by their parents, who nurtured them with the same love and care. However, as the years passed, a noticeable difference began to form between the two. Eru, with her slender figure and slim structure, seemed almost ethereal. Meanwhile, Achoka, with her vibrant robustness, attracted all eyes. Achoka quickly became the center of attention in the village. Her beauty and charisma were undeniable, and her popularity grew with each passing day. Everyone wanted to be by her side, while her infectious laughter echoed through the streets of Lanel. Eru, on the other hand, faced a different reality. Her thinness made her the target of cruel jokes and disdainful looks. A skeleton, a dried fish, were words that pierced her heart. Feeling excluded, she found solace only in the welcoming arms of her parents. Despite the difficulties, the bond between Eru and Achoka remained strong. Achoka, always protective, defended her sister from taunts. She saw beyond Eru's appearance, recognizing her kindness and inner strength. Over time, each sister's skills and talents began to shine. Achoka excelled in social activities, while Eru discovered an exceptional talent in the kitchen. Her culinary creations were a delight, bringing joy to her family. In a village where physical appearance was judged at first sight, Eru's true essence was about to be revealed in a way that would forever change the villagers' perception and the relationship between the two sisters. Get ready to embark on the inspiring journey of Eru and Achoka, a story of resilience, forgiveness, and self-acceptance. Because, in the end, true beauty lies in the soul and the unique talents that each of us possesses. In the green hills of Lanel, where nature seemed to embrace the small village, a shadow of cruelty lurked among its inhabitants. Eru, with her slender and graceful figure, walked through the village streets facing disdainful glances and sharp words like blades. A skeleton, a fishing pole, were some of the cruel words echoing through the alleys and squares. Eru, though hurt inside, maintained a steady demeanor, trying to hide the pain she carried in her heart. The days were long and lonely for Eru. The only refuge where she could feel accepted and loved was her own home. Her parents, always understanding and loving, offered the comfort and affection she so desperately needed. Initially, her sister Achoka was also a source of support. Despite her popularity and beauty, Achoka was always by Eru's side, defending her from cruelty and trying to wipe away her tears. But the weight of the villagers' cruel words and the constant comparison between the two sisters began to create a rift in their bond. Achoka, who was once the protector, now faced her own dilemmas and resentments, slowly drifting away from Eru. Isolated from the outside world, Eru found relief for her sadness in the small things of everyday life. The kitchen became her sanctuary, where she could express her emotions through delicious dishes that enchanted her parents. With every meal prepared, she felt the warmth of her family's love, which helped her endure the everyday adversities. It was a constant reminder that, despite the hardships, she wasn't completely alone. However, outside the walls of her home, the battle against bullying continued for Eru. She needed more than family support to overcome this phase. She would need to find the strength within herself to face the challenges that destiny still held in store. Eru's journey was just beginning. Amidst the suffering, she would discover unexpected resilience and the courage to turn pain into strength. Get ready to follow Eru's touching story, where family love and inner resilience become the most powerful weapons against cruelty and injustice. In the vibrant streets of Lanel, where laughter echoed and friendships blossomed, Achoka shone like the sun. Popular and charming, she was the favorite of social groups, always surrounded by friends and admirers. Achoka possessed a natural charisma that drew everyone around her. Her parties were the most anticipated, her opinions the most respected, and her presence always desired. Meanwhile, Eru walked a very different path. Rejected and ridiculed for her thinness, she faced the cruelty and disdain of a community that couldn't see beyond her appearance. For Eru, each day was a battle. The laughter that filled the streets of Lanel was, to her, the bitter sound of exclusion and pain. Achoka, wrapped in her popularity, often didn't notice her sister's constant suffering. But then, an unexpected blow hit Achoka. Her boyfriend, Hermu, announced the end of their relationship. His words were a harsh blow. My parents fear that Eru's thinness is hereditary. Achoka, accustomed to being loved and admired, now felt the bitterness of rejection. The pain of loss and the shame in the face of Hermu's cruel reasoning made her see her sister in a new, painful light. Achoka's popularity couldn't protect her from the cruelty she now felt firsthand. And tragically, instead of uniting with her sister in mutual understanding, she began to blame her for her own misfortunes. Eru's heart broke even more, as the only person who understood her now became a source of torment. Amidst the village's rejection and her sister's growing animosity, Eru found herself more isolated than ever. Achoka, once the protector, was now part of the pain. The village of Lanel, with its parties and laughter, was an emotional battlefield for these sisters, each dealing with their own demons. But in this darkness, seeds of resilience began to sprout. Rejection and suffering would be the elements that shaped Eru's destiny, and perhaps, in the future, bring these divided sisters closer together. Stay with us to see how this story of pain and overcoming unfolds, and how the power of resilience and forgiveness can transform lives. The pain of rejection can even transform the kindest hearts. Achaka, once the protective sister, now felt deep resentment towards Eru. The loss of her boyfriend, Hermu, had left a bitter mark, distorting her feelings and actions. Consumed by bitterness and a sense of injustice, Achaka began to see her sister as the source of all her problems. Envy and resentment gnawed at her, and she decided that Eru should suffer as she was suffering. In a moment of desperation, Achaka crossed a dark line. She entered the kitchen while Eru was preparing a delicious meal for the family. With a cold, determined look, Achaka threw a handful of sand into the food, destroying her sister's hard work. But that was just the beginning. The poison of resentment was growing inside her. A week later, Achaka found the perfect opportunity to inflict more pain. She put an irritating liquid in Eru's bathwater, causing a terrible allergic reaction. Eru, already weakened by constant public humiliation, now faced cruelty within her own home. Achaka's constant sabotage and aggression made her life an incessant torment. Eru's sadness was profound. Every act of cruelty from her sister left marks not only on her body but also on her spirit. The home that was once her refuge was now a minefield of betrayal and pain. Blinded by rancor, Achaka couldn't see the destruction she was causing. She didn't realize that by hurting Eru, she was also destroying herself. Bitterness was a poison that consumed both sisters. But amidst so much suffering, seeds of hope and resilience could still sprout. Eru, even under constant attack, found strength in her passion for cooking and in the love of her parents. The sisters' journey was filled with pain and regret, but also with opportunities for redemption and forgiveness. The story of Achaka and Eru reminds us that even in the darkest moments, the light of understanding and reconciliation can shine. Keep following to discover how the path of these sisters will unfold. Will Achaka find a way to redeem herself? And will Eru be able to forgive her sister and overcome the adversities? In the heart of the kingdom, a grand event was about to take place. The Virgin Queen Contest, a competition that occurs every 10 years, attracted the attention of all neighboring kingdoms. It was an opportunity for young maidens to showcase their skills and gain prestige. As the news spread, everyone wondered who would be chosen to represent their kingdom. Amidst so much speculation and expectation, no one could predict the twist that was about to come. Eru, known more for her thinness than for her skills, never imagined she could be one of the candidates. Ridiculed and despised by the villagers, she resigned herself to a life of invisibility. Until one day, everything changed. The king, as he observed the village, saw beyond appearances. He recognized Eru's unique talent in cooking, a skill that could shine in the competition. Her physical form, once a subject of mockery, was now seen as an advantage in tests that required agility and lightness. When the official announcement was made, Eru's name echoed throughout the kingdom. The surprise was general. The villagers, who had always underestimated her, now had to face the reality that Eru was one of the chosen ones. Eru, initially incredulous, felt her heart fill with hope and determination. This was the moment to prove to everyone, and to herself, that she was more than a thin and fragile body. It was a chance to transform her life and her reputation. With the unwavering support of her parents, Eru began to prepare intensely. Her culinary skills, already appreciated by her family, would now be her secret weapon. Every dish she prepared was a step towards her goal. The day of the competition finally arrived. The kingdoms gathered in the grand palace, and the anticipation was palpable. Eru, dressed with elegance and dignity, walked with confidence, ready to face the challenges that lay ahead. The contest was not just about beauty, but also about talent and resilience. And Eru was determined to show everyone that she possessed all of that and more. The competition was about to begin, and Eru, the young woman whom everyone underestimated, was ready to shine. Stay tuned, because Eru's story is just beginning. The journey of this extraordinary young woman will challenge expectations and inspire hearts. Don't miss the next chapters of this incredible journey. And so, the Grand Virgin Queen Contest began. The young maidens from the kingdoms gathered, each bringing with them dreams and hopes. Among them was Eru, determined to prove her worth. The first challenge was a test of culinary skills. The participants had to prepare traditional dishes that captured the essence of their kingdom. Eru, with her exceptional skills in the kitchen, quickly stood out. With skillful hands and a refined palate, Eru prepared a feast that delighted the judges. Her dish was acclaimed for its complexity of flavors and impeccable presentation. She advanced to the next round with renewed confidence. The second challenge was a swimming test, a race through a river that would take the competitors to the forest where the treasure was hidden. Due to her lightness and agility, Erk swam with impressive speed, leaving the other competitors behind. Upon reaching the forest, the search for the treasure began. Eru explored every corner, determined to find the golden box that contained the precious gems. While the other competitors were distracted by false treasures, Eru kept her focus. After an intense search, Eru spotted a peculiar gleam at the top of a tree. With dexterity, she climbed and found the true treasure box. Upon opening it, her eyes sparkled at the sight of the glittering gems. Eru returned to the starting point, carrying the heavy box. The tension in the air was palpable. When she presented the true treasure, the crowd fell silent, followed by an explosion of applause. Eru had won. She was crowned queen of the three kingdoms, a victory that silenced the critics and inspired many. Eru, the young woman whom everyone underestimated, had achieved the impossible with her courage, skill, and determination. Her triumph was not just a personal victory, but an example of overcoming adversity and resilience. Eru showed that with determination and talent, we can turn adversity into glorious victories. This is the story of Eru, the unlikely queen who conquered hearts and kingdoms. A tale of strength, forgiveness, and redemption. And so, after Eru's glorious victory, a profound change occurred in the village. The once critical eyes of the villagers were now filled with admiration and respect. They witnessed not only an achievement but the transformation of a young woman who was once underestimated. Achaka, realizing the error of her past actions, approaches Eru with humility and remorse. She bows her head in a sign of repentance, her words laden with emotion and sincerity. And in a moment of true connection, Eru reaches out to her sister, her heart full of compassion and forgiveness. The barriers of resentment crumble before the powerful force of sibling love. In this moment of reconciliation, old wounds are healed, and a new beginning emerges. Eru and Achaka, now united by forgiveness and mutual understanding, walk together towards a future of peace and harmony. And so, the village witnesses not only the rise of a queen but also the restoration of a precious bond between two sisters. A lesson of forgiveness and redemption that will resonate through the generations. Because, ultimately, it is forgiveness that heals the scars of the past and paves the way for a future of hope and reconciliation. For where there is forgiveness, there is love, and where there is love, there is peace.